So here we have the Hyundai Tucson on a 67 plate. I'm going to start off by showing you around the outside of the car, and then we'll hop in and run through just a few controls on the inside of it. From the outside, you can see it's a 5-door car with alloy wheels. We're going to start off inside the boot space first of all. As we approach the back of the car, you can see we have reversing sensors, plenty of boot space along with that 60/40 split folding rear seat, should you wish to increase this space even further again. Okay, so we're just going to work our way back around to the front of the car. And then, as I mentioned, we'll hop in and run through just a few of the controls on the inside of the vehicle from there. Just briefly before we climb in, I think it's well worth seeing the interior from this exterior point of view. There's plenty to run through on the dashboard, so let's hop in and we'll do that right now. Okay, now that we're inside the car, we're going to start with the dials first of all. On that left-hand side, you can see the rev counter and the coolant temperature gauge. On the right-hand side, the speedometer and fuel gauge. In the centre, at the very bottom, first of all, is where you'll find the total miles for the car. They, in the case of this vehicle, are 60,422. Above that, we currently have a digital readout for the speedometer. You can change that information for various bits of driving and fuel economy data. Back around to the beginning again, and there are other menus available to you that are accessed along that top section. And you can see me cycle through those now, back around to the beginning. And the buttons that I was using to do that are this one to cycle through the menus, and this one, once you're in the menu, to go through that specific menu itself. We have cruise control and speed limiter over here as well. On the left-hand side, we have stereo and phone controls for the car. And then into the center, the main touchscreen. So we are on the radio menu at the moment, where you can see we've got FM, AM, and DAB radio. If you want to listen to your own music, you can do. Press the media button. Nothing is connected at the moment. You can listen to your music via auxiliary input, USB input, and Bluetooth audio once you've paired up your phone. Pairing your phone is easy. Hit this button. Follow the instructions on screen by adding a new. In this case, we're going to cancel. And we've also got satellite navigation. You can either hit nav to go to the menu where you'll input a destination, for example, or map will give you, of course, the map view for the car, and then you can use the touchscreen should you wish to input a route that way. Now, on top of all of that, if I pop the vehicle into reverse, you'll see the full color reversing camera, which also has guidelines showing you what direction the car is headed in relation to the image that's being shown on the screen. Working our way down from that, we have dual zone climate control. So you can adjust the passenger temperature, the driver temperature, you can increase and of course decrease the fan speed. You can determine where you'd like the air to be distributed once it enters the car. The air conditioning is on at the minute, so that's off. Back on again, or you can just hit auto. The car will now take full control of the fan speed and direction of the air to maintain the temperatures you've asked for. You can override that manually and put it back on your own settings whenever you wish to. Down the bottom section here, we have a heated driver and passenger seat, both with 3 separate heat settings on each. You can recirculate the air that's in the car. That's a good way of heating it up or cooling it down quickly in here, depending on the temperatures you set. Otherwise, you'll bring in fresh air from outside of the car. Below that, we have 2 12-volt charging sockets, your auxiliary and USB inputs that I mentioned just a moment ago, the gear lever for the 6-speed manual gearbox, and then these buttons here. So you can turn the parking sensors on and off from here. You can turn off the stop and start. This car is designed to cut out when it's stationary in traffic, which in turn will save you fuel. That system is off when that light shows. You can turn your downhill brake control on and off, and you can change the driving mode of the car, which you can see just here. So your steering mode really, but from sport to normal. Sport mode will just give you slightly firmer steering. All that leaves me to say is thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you'd like to come and see the car for yourself and have a test drive, please feel free to give us a call here at Surrey Specialist Cars. We'd love to hear from you soon.